Now, Tara, you were just talking to, I think, a military vet who was not in the beginning agreeing with our movement here. What can you tell me about that?
Well, she didn't agree with the 99% part of it, and I just told her, you know, where I was coming from a military family and supporter of veterans, and you know, the hardships they face when they come back, and what they fight for is for democracy and for freedom, and then to come back and have to search for a job or be homeless or not be able to afford food, it's not right. They put everything on the line for freedom, and she could relate to that because she's not making much at her job now. She was a seamstress in the military, and you know, she says she knows how to kill somebody, but all of her training is useless here, and she's got a kid, and if the PT, you know, the school, there's cuts being made at her kid's school. If it wasn't for the PTA, American Teachers Association, raising money to send them on field trips and get some of their books.
Are you telling me she understood the problem, but somehow
the wording and people's ideals of Occupy, I guess we call ourselves Occupy and we support Occupy Houston, but I mean, we're all our own people, and a lot of people forget that Republicans and Democrats and occupiers, and we're all individual people.
Right. Now, doesn't she understand that what we were doing is really working for things that is in her interest?
Yeah, and see, I always assumed if you go to the military, you get your college paid for, and veterans only get 3 years of their college paid for, and it doesn't cover trade school. So, like, if you want to be a mechanic or an aircraft mechanic or something, that's a trade school, and Chicago won't cover it. So, people like Brandon, who's doing really good in school, he's up to his third year now, and he's like, how am I going to pay for it? And he works so hard, he's got so much potential.
And he served this country.
Yeah, and he's got so much to offer the world still. He's still fighting for freedom and democracy, and, you know, and he's like, veterans shouldn't have to do that. And
absolutely
especially
not.
When the politicians are living good, and there's so much room in the White House, and, you know, Capitol Hill and Austin is a pretty big house, and there's a lot of room, and vets shouldn't have to be homeless when they come back. And she said if she wasn't living with her friends, she'd be on the streets.
So we are fighting for her.
Yeah, and I think she understood that when I talked to her, and she listened, and I really want her to go to college. You know,
she should.
Yeah, I work at the college, so I told her there's a lot of people that will help out, and she said, you know, it's a money thing. I don't have the opportunity, I can't afford it. And I just told her, you know, that's what I thought too, and that's what a lot of people think. And I hope she goes up there and takes her test and gets going. So it's something I think that veterans deserve, and if nothing else, it's really fulfilling. And the people you meet, whether you agree with them or not, there's a lot of good people up there.
Well, Tara, it was important that you spoke to her.
Yeah, I'm glad that they stopped.
Yeah, that's important. That's what we're out here for.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All they see is communist robots. But when
right.
they come and talk to us, we're humans, you know?
But you know what was so interesting? You remember how he came and he jumped up and he said, "You bunch of commies," and then he came back, and what did he do? He stayed and he talked, for an hour. Is that amazing or what?
Yeah, like I said, it's got to be human interaction. Otherwise, we're just some symbolic, image in their head that has been painted by other, powerful sources and,
but
media and whatnot.
I am glad we actually stayed and talked to them, Brandon.
Yeah, definitely.
Professor Davis, what's your commentary of the week?
Well, there was a really great article this morning about Obama and Wall Street money, and as much as I'm for Obama and will work hard for his re-election, I think he really has to be careful about too many contributions from the well-heeled, because it does affect policy in a way that's limiting and could, I think, reduce his appeal to the 99%. And so I understand why, for practical reasons, he has to be competitive in terms of fundraising, but I would like to get word to the president, hopefully we loyal Democrats can do that, to be very careful about the elements that back your campaign and don't place too much emphasis on that and don't give them too much of your ear.
That is so true. What is so amazing is when we had somebody like Cory Booker and Governor Rendell had to make a 180-degree turn with respect to the effects of vulture capitalism on our companies.
And I just think it shows some of the political embarrassments that can result when you get too cozy with those kinds of interests. There's
absolutely.
a lesson for Democrats in that, and a lesson for all of us on the left.
Thank you very much, Professor. Valerie, you're out here with us every week, and I don't think we get you on camera enough. Tell me, how are you feeling about today?
I'm feeling great about today.
Now, did you see all the people that showed up to talk to us?
Yes, I
What
did.
you thought about that?
I'm glad that they stopped instead of just running by and calling names. because, I mean, that's not very productive.
Now, did you notice how that came about, though? One of them shouted,
Communist.
and then when he ran off.
But yes, but you said something and you got him to come back.
So come on, let's talk.
Let's talk.
And that's what it's all about. Let's talk.
Yeah, we're not so different.
We're not, and guess what? He stayed for how long?
Oh, 30, at least.
At least 30 minutes. So it was fun having that.
Yes.
But Valerie, thank you for being out here.
Well, thank you.
Bambi, we missed you for 2 weeks. Welcome back. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, Egberto. It's good to be back. I was in Arizona in Sheriff Joe's County.
What were you doing out there?
I went, played some of the golf courses that were on my bucket list.
Did you have fun?
Had a great time. Lots of 1%ers out there.
Oh, so you were having fun with the 1%ers.
I was right there, like I said, in Sheriff Joe's County.
But you know what's good? You came back to be with us. Did you miss us?
Yes, very much so.
Well, good. Thank you, Bambi.
You're welcome.